Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Friday, the 28th of November, 2025. The year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with TreeChat.ai or your post on chain. Black Friday today, people. Right, let's see what we've got. So again, going to go through some posts on my feed. Having a look at the figures, see what's going on. Look, something happened here. The price popped right up, and look at this on Orange Gateway. Look, they've got a 24-hour high of $34. $34. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see what happened on 5 minutes. Do we get to see this? Let's see if we can move this along a bit. There it is. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. It's on the 1 minute. Does that move? Let's see what happened. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Should explode in a minute. Oh, there it is. Like, what? What happened there? What on earth happened there? All right, anyway, I'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at the overall market, and then we'll finish with 365 days of Bitcoin history. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong and transactions flying free. Just wait for the Terra node, you'll surely see.
Here we go then. All right, so let's start off where we left off. So Ran Nura said, I sold everything. Crypto just lost $1 trillion, and the data shows the strongest setup of the cycle is forming. And he goes live in 1 hour to break down the key levels, catalysts, and assets to look out for in this scenario. Link in the comments soon. So what's this? I sold everything. Open Gemini and Chrome. 2023, 2024. And he's got 2025. All right, so they got 2026 just here. Yeah. So anyway, is he sold all of his crypto? Is that what he's going on about? And there's a sort of video of him in here. And he says, the October 10th crypto crash was coordinated. MSCI, JP Morgan, and key potential players moved in sync, pressuring MicroStrategy and targeting Trump's entire crypto ecosystem. I break down the exact timeline and evidence and what comes next on Crypto Insider. Again, I don't really, well, this guy doesn't really understand what Bitcoin is, so why should I actually listen to him? Let's see what he says.
The Bitcoin collapse that started on the 10th of October wasn't a coincidence. It was a coordinated attack, a political attack, a coordinated financial strike on crypto timed to the minute. And the target? The target wasn't crypto. The target is Donald Trump. Well, more correctly, it's not Donald Trump. It's the financial system that Donald Trump's building. And if you think that sounds dramatic, let me show you the evidence. Timestamp to show you how the cascade of the 10th of October was priced to the minute.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it for dramatic effect, isn't he, really?
Timestamp to show you how multiple institutions, agencies, and even political players all moved at exactly the same time against companies like MicroStrategy and a whole lot of other companies. This move had one goal: to hit Donald Trump directly.
Just got to pause it so that don't get a strike.
Politically and financially. And why? Because Trump isn't just a supporter of Bitcoin anymore. He's financially tied to it.
So why is Ran just told everybody they sold everything?
And he's using it to break the old financial system. The same system that was weaponized against him. A financial system that includes politicians, puppets, banks, and even the Fed. I'm going to show you today exactly who executed it.
Really?
I'm going to show you how they timed it, and I'm going to show you exactly why they're targeting Donald Trump right now.
Yeah, really? More conspiracy theorists?
I'm going to show you how deep this thing goes. And when I do, you're going to be amazed.
Well, mate, I don't think you'll be more amazed at finding out how far I've gone. You know, Silverstein, Silverstream, Blockstream, Deep State Technical Team. That's almost poetry in motion there. Quite like this one. So Britain has invaded 171 countries. France has killed 22 African presidents since 1963. The US runs 750 plus military bases in 80 nations. And you're worried about Russia? I think, yeah, pretty much spot on there. And this is just disgusting. Literally like one and done, just like the Johnson & Johnson COVID shot. They're literally like, you know, getting mother or encouraging mothers to dump their babies in there so we know what they can do with them, experiment on them. Like, oh my, it's just sickening when you realize what's going on. Check this out. Colombian authorities rescued 17 children from a particular type of religion, Lev Toro sect, during a raid at a hotel amid allegations of child abuse, kidnapping, forced marriages, pregnancies, and child trafficking. The children were kidnapped from their families, suggesting a possible trafficking operation disguised as religious activity. The rescued children include citizens of the United States, Guatemala, and Canada. So literally, you know, it's worldwide, this satanic cult. This is why the world needs Bitcoin, because they are funded and supported by the central banks who print currency from nothing. Literally, fiat currency is Satan's money. Literally. And this guy, Uncensored Patriot, says the UK is about to end jury trials for burglary, GBH, fraud, assault. Only murder keeps a jury. One government judge decides if you're guilty. Hitler, Stalin, Mao, Castro, Pinochet, Saddam, all did it. Like, whoa, holy shit, this is why we need to take back control. And Dr. Lynn Flynn Durrell said here, yes, folks, Lyme disease came from a lab. Number 257 on Plum Island. That's not debatable, that's fact. All of you suffering, you have some mad scientist to thank. Do you think, what's that, Alphagla is a natural? Wow, yeah, all extending from Operation Paperclip. Whoa, amazing. And this one was a shocking video here. Yeah, I think we should play it.
Cassidy Baraka was 7 years old, got her vaccine, reacted in 5 minutes.
Go ahead, I'll extend it for a few
Thank you.
seconds.
Vomited for 8 to 10 hours. Then she got a second vaccine, terrible abdominal pain, and she died at 7 years old from her second COVID shot. And the only thing on her death record in Part 1 says she died from COVID. Everybody can look this up. You can try to try me for felony, whatever. This is all the truth. Ian Shoemaker was 11 years old. Amaya McDonough Rocha was 12 years old. Cerebellar tonsillar and bilateral uncal herniation stroke in a 12-year-old girl. I hope doctors would understand what a cerebellar tonsillar and bilateral uncal herniation is in a 12-year-old. She got 4 vaccines on August 3rd, 2022. Meningococcal, Tdap, her third COVID shot, and HPV. She reacted and died from a stroke in that month. So these are all facts in the record in Massachusetts. So you have a legal duty to act to investigate the department. Every one of you has that legal duty. You took this job. And if you don't investigate it to find out that what I'm saying is true, and they committed felony fraud as a matter of custom and practice in Massachusetts, overinflating COVID deaths and hiding vaccine deaths. Okay, thank you. All that science stuff goes over your heads. I get it. But the reality is these people died from the vaccine. They were certified on the records as having died from the vaccine, and it was hidden by removing the Y5 9.0 code, which means death from viral vaccines. So it's being hidden from the public. So with the fraud that I'm accusing, what good are all your statistics? You got to straighten out your house first.
Thank you.
There we go. The truth is coming out. Like, whoa, big time. And this was Piers Corbyn talking about CBDC, saying if you do something wrong, your money can be cut off. Watch the full digital ID report here. Yeah, we all know what's coming. Yeah, it's dystopia 101, communism. Check this out, though. Kurt Gorillapool said, things are getting serious with Gorillapool. On Terra Testnet, look at this. Transactions 8,634,368 with a 4 gigabyte size. But this is on the testnet. But it just goes to show that they can actually they're computing and processing that number of transactions. It's coming in preparation for 2026. I'm going to have to think of a new tagline for the show when 2026 gets here. But Jim Ferguson has said here, and again, this is why the world needs Bitcoin, because we know what's going on. Bitcoin is a truth machine. He said, breaking, Zelensky finished, globalists are cutting him loose. What's going on here then? The moment everyone expected has finally arrived. Vladimir Zelensky, one of the media's golden idol, the globalist perfect puppet, and the West's most useful asset, is now being sacrificed. Anti-corruption authorities just raided his own office in Kiev. His closest allies are fleeing the country. Investigators say money was skimmed from Ukraine's energy sector, while ordinary Ukrainians sat in the dark during Russian strikes. This is no mere scandal. This is the net tightening. The global machine that installed him is now dismantling him. Because Zelensky has served his purpose, the war didn't go the way NATO promised. Western public support collapsed. Money laundering pipelines are being exposed. And now Europe is shifting to post-Zelensky planning. So the question becomes, where will he run? Or will he get a raise before he can talk? A desperate leader engulfed in scandal with billions unaccounted for and foreign intelligence services circling. This is how globalist assets end, not with applause, but with handcuffs, exile, or silence. More to come. Oof. Let's have a listen then. What are they saying here?
You will know that there has been a line of breaking news coming to us from out of Ukraine. Now, you will know that there has been a corruption scandal engulfing that man's administration, President Volodymyr Zelensky. In the last few minutes, officials have reported that the anti-corruption authorities, that is NABU, have carried out searches of President Zelensky's offices. That's according to officials there.
Well, yes, and as we're saying, Ukraine has been caught up in this damaging corruption scandal.
Honestly, it's just all bullshit. Literally, the whole world is a stage, as Shakespeare said, and now we know why he said it, because it was even going on back then. He knew it. He knew it. A satanic stage. And check this out. So Bitcoin Junkie said here, a European Central Bank president says that Bitcoin will not be included, that's Gregcoin, will not be included in the European Central Bank reserves. Reserves have to be liquid, reserves have to be secure, they have to be safe, and they should not be plagued by more money laundering or other criminal activities. Let's have a listen to this bullshit from the European Central Banking Cartel.
This matter that you referred to, and whether reserves of central bank should or could include bitcoins, I think there is a view around the table of the Governing Council, and most likely the General Council as well, that reserves have to be liquid, that reserves have to be secure, that they have to be safe, that they should not be plagued by the suspicion of money laundering or other criminal activities.
Really? What, like securities fraud? Do you want to talk about that?
And as a result, I'm confident that reserves will not enter, that bitcoins will not enter the reserves of any of the central banks.
Because the central banks know what BTC is, an absolute piece of shit.
Of the General Council. I had a good conversation with my colleague from the Czech Republic, and I leave it to him to make whatever announcement he wants to make, but I'm confident that he's convinced, as we all are, of the necessity to have liquid, secure and safe reserves.
So maybe they're saying that because Donald Trump is still in the dark. Donald Trump may not be part of the cabal. Yeah, and he's going to have egg on his face when BTC collapses. But the European Central Bank, no. They're just like, yeah, we're not touching that shit because we know that we've shit all over it already, basically, is what they're saying. Let's go on to this post here from CSW, who was replying to James Melville. James Melville has got, again, like all this, the Labour Party. I mean, look at this, just absolute bunch of crooks. An absolute bunch of crooks. James Melville said here, look, they lied about taxes. They lied about supporting WASP for women. They lied about protecting freedom of speech. They lied about supporting disabled. They lied about creating transparency in government. They lied about winter fuel payments to pensioners. They lied about lowering council tax bills. They lied about lowering food prices. They lied about lowering energy prices. They lied about fixing the number of small boats crossing and reducing the number of hotel rooms for migrants. They lied about growing the economy. They lied about protecting fishing and farming communities. They lied about fixing the foundations. Instead, the Labour government built a house of lies. Yeah, I mean, absolutely outrageous. But CSW, the poet that we didn't know about, has said here, check it out. He says, I will not praise it in a speech. I will not praise it on the beach. I will not praise the budget brew. It taxes me and it taxes you. They tax the bread, they tax the beer, they tax the hope you had last year. They tax the light that's in your flat, they tax the dog, they tax the cat. They tax your petrol, they tax your train, then say it's for the public gain. They tax your payslip every week, then tax the things you buy and eat. They tax your savings, tax your spend, they tax your coming around the bend. They tax your labour, tax your rest, tax you when you're trying your best. Just little bits, they say, with smiles, in tiny graphs and cheeky piles. A penny here, a percent there, till somehow all your coins are air. They tax the shop, they tax the trade, they tax the plans you never made. They tax the builder, tax the nurse, then wonder why the country's worse. They tax the small, they tax the tall, they tax the humdrum, tax it all. They tax your future, tax your past, and call the bleeding holding fast. So here's the Swish British take. The budget's not a cake to bake. It's more like rain that won't let be a drizzle made of VAT. Brilliant, yeah. I mean, just what is going on at the moment? This is why the world needs Bitcoin. Literally for everything. And Neil Oliver said, if you work, if you aspire, if you save, if you ask for nothing and want peace and freedom to get on with providing for your loved ones, the British state despises you and will not do anything and will do anything and everything to take you down. Yeah, I mean, that's extremely pessimistic, but he's right, unfortunately. But check this out from CSW, admitting he's Asperger's. But, there's a human entity in him. Let's read this. He said, one thing that still catches me in a good way is watching my wife. I am autistic. That is not the label I wear for drama. It's the basic wiring. Social skills never arrived as instinct. Well, yeah, but he's developed them a shitload now, doing so much better than he was before. He said, even now, after studying psychology and practicing for years, I'm not suddenly fluent in the unspoken language most people swim through without thinking. I'm better than I was 20 years ago. Add two, right, mate? Better than you were 3 years ago. Yes, but better is not the same as easy, and it's sure as hell isn't the same as natural. She is different. She is empathetic in the way that matters, not the loud advertising kind, but the quiet, precise kind that shows up when someone's tired, when a child's about to crack, when a relative needs help without having to beg for it. She notices what people mean before they manage to say it properly. She gives warmth without turning into a performance. Watching her do that with family, with friends, with strangers who drift into her orbit is like seeing a skill executed cleanly and without effort. It makes me proud, and not in some public flag-waving way, but in the private way that actually counts. It is also a Chinese Singaporean family, which means the dynamics aren't the ones I grew up with. Different rhythms, different expectations, different rules about respect, duty and care. I can see the structure of it, and I can see how she moves within it, not by forcing it, not by resisting it, but by understanding it. She navigates that world with a kind, humane intelligence I still have to work at, step by step, like a man reading a map in the rain. So yes, I enjoy watching my wife. I don't mean it sentimentally. I mean it in the way you admire a person who is good in a concrete, practical, daily sense, as something that keeps families together and keeps life from turning into a cold, stupid mess. I see her empathy in motion, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm proud of her for it, and I love her. Oh, see, look at that. Man's got a heart. You know, beautiful. He may dish out some tough love, which we've all seen and witnessed, but he's got a heart. You know, he means well. You know, that's great. Check this out. I said utter Orwellian propaganda. I mean, can you believe that they still look national emergency briefing and they're going on about climate? What an absolute load of crap. And this sums it all up. Bureau of Imaginary Problems, Climate Change Division. We all know what climate change developed by the Club of Rome. Right, let's have a quick look at the figures, because that's 21 minutes already. Here we go then. So we've got Grapecoin 92,078, Bcrash 542, Fisher Price Cash UK is a Bitcoin at 21. What a coincidence. Hash rate 0.02, network nodes 0.00, transactions just 14.91, block size 60%, yeah, nothing to write home about there. But it's still 40,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin and Grapecoin, and you're only mining Bitcoin at a 0.5% comparable loss. There's literally hardly anything in it, But cost per transactions, daily average Bitcoin transactions by network going down. Fees almost matching Fisher Price Cash there. Yeah, or was that almost daily average Bitcoin fees by network Satoshis? Interesting. But again, BSV's got so much more potential in terms of transaction volume and prices. We're literally at historic lows, and the profitability is the same. It's crazy. So other miners got 9% on Grapecoin. I think that's 13% on Bcrash, 27% on Fisher Price Cash, and not showing the correct mining statistics for Bitcoin there. What's on chain? So we've only got 84,000 transactions over the last 24 hours. That's really not many at all. Let's have a look at mining stats. Are we going to get to see this one? Really? Come on. Oh. All right, we'll move on then. Look at this. So Bitcoin versus Grapecoin, obviously it's going down, but then there was this spike here in the price. What went on? That looks like a massive purchase order came in. A massive purchase order is what that looks like. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I think somebody YOLO'd in there. Somebody YOLO'd in with a huge amount, like moving the market. Whew. And yeah, we can cross-reference that on Orange Gateway. Check it out. There it is. So let's go on to this sort of 1 hour, I think. There it is, look. So they're saying 24-hour high is $34.14. But it literally just popped up and then came back down again. Okay, you can't really see too much. That looks just like one big order somewhere. That also DXS app has picked up. So something happened. Something happened there. Probably won't be able to see it on live CoinWatch, but also market cap $3 trillion. Grapecoin $91,000. Price going up and down there. So what's this? 24-hour high of 92, 24-hour low 90. Popped up a little bit, and then shot its knickers out. Let's have a look at the overall market on the right there. Ethereum 3,033. XRP, $2.20. Yeah. All the charts looking relatively similar there on the right-hand side. Where is Bitcoin now then? 82. 82. So have a look at this. Yeah, so the 24-hour high is not... Oh no, it is showing. Look at that. It is showing. Whoa. Something happened there. Someone went in big. Can't quite see it over 7 days. But you can definitely see it there. Fascinating stuff. I wonder which exchange that went on then. That's interesting. No way. I wasn't expected to see that. Fascinating stuff. All right, let's get to 365 days of Bitcoin history. So today is the day, 28th of November, the first Bitcoin halving. And somebody said, yes, scarcity make number go up. This absolutely has me in stitches when I see this. Brilliant. Literally, like all the the crypto bros have no idea. So on the 28th of November, 2012 halving day, the value was just $12.25. Yeah, just slightly under where it is today. 10 days later, it was $13.43. In line with the original design for Bitcoin's maturation, the number of coins created to reward miners undergoes its first reduction, beginning the long and gradual process of tapering the amount of new currency entering the economy. These halving days are scheduled to occur every 4 years, stepping down the number of new Bitcoins generated until the reward reaches zero in the year 2140 to yield a fixed monetary supply of 20,999,999.9769 BTC precisely. There we go. Who knew? So that's actually going to be the precise number of Bitcoin. So we'll just round it up to 21 million then, really. This pre-programmed limit to inflation is a major driver of the currency's economic controversy, value appreciation, and speculation. Well, that's because they didn't realize it had a use case by then. 28th of November 2012, in the same day, here's a pic from that day. They said we're all smiles, but secretly we weren't sure if this first halving would work. That's what Charlie Shrem said. Look at this. These boys have all had a falling out since then. You've got Charlie Shrem. I can't remember who this guy is from. Eric Voorhees, that's who he is. And Roger Ver, and not sure who that guy is on the end there, but amazing. Oh, let's just go back. 28th of November 2017, BTC reached $10,000 for the first time. I remember that. People were just like, what? I remember looking at this when it was like $400, and went from $400 to $10,000. $10,000. People were just like, what? Yeah, I missed all of that. What a joke. And then 28th of November 2019, check this out. Operation BSV Shakeout. Target Satoshi. That's me down there. So let's have a look at this then. So this was, 28th of the 11th, 2019. They said it Operation BSV Shakeout. So BS staff means Blockstream staff. So let's go through this. SM, I think it's Samson Mao. GM, Greg Maxwell. AB, Adam Back. And PW, Peter Wool. And under them, it's got Jimmy. So, God, I can't remember his full name now. Anyway, yeah, he was one of them. Spartan, DC, I remember all these. They're Painted Frog. I think that was Arthur Van Pelt. All these other ones. Yeah, Artie Van Pelt, JP. I think Kevin P. I think that's Kevin Fan. I remember Iqbal. I think, Oh, all right. So these. I bet these are all the profiles that they operate. No fucking way. They'll swap between them. Look, Samson Mao controls these ones. And Greg Maxwell was Painted Frog. That makes sense. Yeah, no way. Adam back with art. JP, Iqbal, and Peter Wall, Roy Jingles. Nasty piece of shit, that one. And something, and then Captain Bitcoin. And it's got AXA, so that's AXA Insurance. The AXA team. What's that? Liz. Something, and then I think that's Shem at the bottom. And it said completed. Australian Tax Office, ATO. So the Operation ATO, so Operation Tax Office. Operation, I think it's DC. And Operation MetaNet. Completed. Mission goals. Fraudulent. Is that fraudulent? Fraudulent marketing in BSV. Use technobabble to confuse. Lie, but does that continue? Lie, but continue to get support. Stunt on the plebs. And eventual destruction. I need to enlarge this, really. Use something. All right, Telegram. Shut down all something, blah, 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 blah. And I continue. So Jimmy getting insider info. Short term, complete Operation DC. Retire Bondit. Spread FUD on utility continued. Steal hash and redirect when needed. Plant fake docs on MetaNet. Oh, that happened. Confirm bias with Roy and Tog, something or other. Keep Captain account low profile. Use when needed. Long term, make Calvin Air look stupid. I think that's something Joel Dalle app. There was another one saying like things. Oh yeah, do not mention MI6. I think Tweety Burbrain is another one that said don't mention. Bonded Courier. So make Kevin Alex stupid, something to Joel Dalle, and then target Satoshi. Good luck with that. Target me, you get blocked. That's it. Shitcoiners get blocked. That is it. That's my motto. That's what's going to happen forever. 28th of November 2017, CryptoKitties game launched after 5 days. The beta testing. And that basically almost like that crippled the Ethereum network. That was hilarious. Brilliant. There we go. Right. We'll leave it there. There's 33 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.